Yeah, I just... oh well. Fuck you. Oh.
I am back. Okay,
Yeah.
who's on the call with me? We got TyrantSabre and Daeren.
Daeren, yeah.
Daeren, are you the same Daeren that's posts in traditional games?
Yes, I am. Who are you?
I'm Gharbad. I don't post in traditional games, but I saw your World of Darkness stuff about the Elephant Men and everything.
Oh, yeah, I did that review, and I feel bad for not updating that for like a year, but I can't be asked.
Man, give me the books. I will update it.
Yeah.
Did you change your microphone or something?
There wasn't
Or-
much left.
No, I didn't.
Maybe I'm hearing things. I just hear like a lot of white noise. I'm just sort of like, am I hearing things?
No, that's from my mic. I have a terrible mic.
Well, I never heard it in the past, so I was kind of... Boxes. So let me see. That's back over there. What was the point of this then? Oh, maybe things will occur. One last glance. Okay.
Why is the chat talking about Krate in judo with Jew being JEW?
Because it's the chat.
Bow.
Okay, so I've only seen about 2 minutes of this game, so describe everything for me.
Space truckers.
And your boss is an asshole.
And you have the power to control gravity?
Yep.
Okay, so how'd that come about?
Space Union.
Yeah, this is the dystopian far future where the Space Confederacy won.
Well, I guess I can't go back and get that collectible, because that...
No,
Rrr.
not the Danica Patrick plate. You missed it.
No, the commemorative NASCAR plate.
Oh man, the door closed too. I was gonna try again. Oh. Man. That was a rare special edition one too. You don't... Oh man. Oh.
So how rednecky is this guy? Is he like voting for Paul Ryan kind of guy?
He
Or
unironically said "Geeter done."
well, I
That
live
was
in Texas.
that was
I
very
hear
early in
that.
the game though.
I hear that all the time.
I'm sorry. I got out of Hearn, so I haven't heard it in quite some time. Hearn, Texas, crossroads of Texas. Boxes. Eh.
I think more beer breweries should do scratch and sniff stickers of their products.
What about Lone Star doing all those trivia things on the caps? Well, not the trivia things, the word games that are impossible to do.
Why would you give word games to drunk people?
Well, apparently they like it a lot. It's one of those things where you see it and you're like, oh, that's what they're going for, but it doesn't make any sense. That's not what it's showing here.
That reminds me of one of my earlier years in college. I had a psych class like 8 in the morning on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh my
and
god.
our campus is very, very party campus during holidays. So there were a whole bunch of drunk people in a psych class at 8 in the morning, and the teacher just fucked with their heads the entire class, just giving them perception tasks. And she would read off the results and be like, how many millimeters off were these people? It's like, 5 millimeters, 7 millimeters, 76 millimeters.
That sounded like a pretty okay professor. I always had really boring, lame professors.
That psych professor was amazing. She was probably the best professor I had, but she retired a year ago, so.
A floating object.
I only really had one psych professor who played tricks on us, and it was a social psychology guy. But all the tricks he tried to play didn't work on me.
Hey.
So eventually he just stopped calling
social
on
psychology.
me.
I think social psychology professors are contractually obligated to fuck with their students.
Yes.
I never had any of those fancy classes.
You just had space geology courses.
Yeah, that's all I had.
He just looked at the rocks until they told him a story.
What is your game, Rock? Tell me what you want.
Tell me your secrets, Gravel.
Oh, Laser. Laser told me all of its secrets. Hey, someone said Gigamags. I'm an Aggie.
The hell is a...
I thought a Gigamags was like a whole bunch of ags.
No, it's... Oh. You're from Texas. I thought you'd know about Aggies.
I knew about Aggies, but I just heard
I don't.
Gigamags, and I thought, oh, that
I'm
must
a
be a
dirty
whole bunch
Yankee.
of them.
No, let's just say Gigamags. So like, thanks, and Gigam.
Is it gigging something, shining a flashlight in his eyes and then poking it with a fork?
No.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's
frog. That's
frog
frog
gigging.
gigging.
It's supposed to be a reference to frog gigging, though.
Yeah, so Gigamags sounds like you're just going up to an Aggie and poking him with a fork. Why would you do
No,
that?
it says gig
No,
them.
you're telling your fellow Aggies to go gig someone else.
Yes, this isn't...
Well, then
this...
there should be a comma there. There should be gig them ags, because otherwise it's Gigamags, and gig
There
those
usually...
ags.
There is a comma I've seen in places.
I am so fucking lost.
Look, there is a college, and they call themselves the Aggies, and they are encouraging people to stab other people with forks.
They are not.
Look, I'm from the city that invented the game of cornhole, so...
That's less a game and more of a sexual practice.
I sometimes think we invented both of them.
No, Mr. Rochard, I expect you to die.
Well done.
Do you
I
want
also like what the chat just said.
to
It's
die?
Texas. Convincing people to hurt each other is the #1 pastime.
Well, it is pretty fun. Damn it, gravity. I want to get to the goods. Why don't you give me your goods, laser cannon? Ah!
I think, as far as mortal enemies go, giant space lasers is a pretty decent way.
Yeah, that's a pretty good enemy to have.
Space
Like what?
cops.
What's your enemies? I don't know. Maybe IRS forms. Mine's a giant space laser.
Move it, laser. Oh, yes. More goons.
Those goons are something awful.
Well, I don't get it.
They just want to post about feminism in GBS.
Bitcoins. I don't even have a follow-up to that. That's the entire joke. Just Bitcoins.
Because the Bitcoins gag never gets old, right?
I actually didn't hear about Bitcoins for a really long time because I don't ever go into GBS.
People talk about it a lot still, I think. I don't go to GBS.
I poke my head in once in a while to see if there's any giant threads going on, like the one for Vile Rat's death. But
Oh yeah, I do have to go to that EN thread about that one woman and her crazy step family. Or not step family. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
there's an EN thread with this woman's in-laws, who are like the most psychotic, amazingly crazy people. Yes, EN, the place where you start 10-page discussions about ass hair.
Goons.
Goons never. I think my favorite recent EN thread was the guy who was like, I can't stop eating cheese, but cheese gives me explosive farts. And then they asked him how much cheese they ate a day, and it was like on the order of like 5 or 6 pounds.
Good God.
And the guy was like farting so much he was alienating his coworkers because there was just this horrible stank cloud around him at all times. And they were just saying that he could get a promotion. Like, he could get a promotion by just walking up to his boss and slowly gnawing on a giant hunk of cheese and staring.
God.
I love it when goons act superior to other online cultures because of shit like that.
Oh. That's the thing. You talk about scraping the bottom of the barrel always goes deeper.
I am 100% seriously going to be trying to get a career out of my psychology degree from that.
Well, it's like, what is it? There was this thing in Zorak and Red Stream last night where they had a bunch of little documentaries, and one of them was about this guy who was like this hardcore goon brony or something, and he was trying to get a girlfriend. And
Christ.
I had to stop watching because it was just one of those incredibly painfully awkward things.
I hate that.
And another one was this guy who basically his parents were paying for him to go to Japan, and it's like he was just basically picture if you had rich parents and they let you go off and be like a
weeaboo.
yeah, that's probably the best way to put it.
Oh god, I
And like they had
start
these
to watch
hosts who were like interviewing him for TV, and they were making fun of him the whole time, and his Japanese was so bad that he was kind of functional in Japanese, but they were like making fun of him and being sarcastic, but he wasn't good enough to really understand it.
Understand them, yeah.
Yeah, because they're kind of like, wow, you're a pretty big loser, aren't you? Just be kind of like, ha ha, medo, daisuki. He was from Ohio, by the way. Just saying.
I'm not surprised.
Just putting it out there.
One of the very first big giant brony groups that got made fun of on mock threads was from Ohio, and it didn't surprise me in the slightest. There is nothing to do here. Like, if you're not in Columbus, your best bet is to go to one of the neighboring states and go to one of the casinos until, well, that casinos got legalized recently, so they're building a bunch of those.
Didn't that David O guy also like hideously misunderstand parts of their culture? Like the whole, I think somebody mentioned he had this massive girly keychain and he didn't understand that it was incredibly girly to have that.
Yes, that was something else. Is that what the guy's name was?
Yeah, that's
David O.
Right.
That's about when I left.
David O.
When he said,
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were trying to talk about Davo for a second. I'm like how the LP sub for. I'm like, Davo wouldn't do shit like that, or would he?
I've seen Davo's keychain. It is masculine. That thing is like, it's like holding a throbbing penis in your hand.
We're just gonna leave. We're just gonna leave that there. Moving on.
From what little I know about the Japanese language, what I love about it is there's like 6,000 different variations of the language for how polite you want to be, and just picking the wrong one is a great way to massively insult people subtly.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Also kind of weird how the language breakdown goes past a point.
Mm.
Wow. Probably going to stop after this room since we're closing in on 2 hours and I got to do stuff. But let us see here. We have ourselves a fuse. Oh, shenanigans. We're going to throw the fuse through the laundry chute. Oh. I have to hold
Run it
that.
down the dumbwaiter, take it up into the.
Don't say
Smart.
dumb waiter. Okay, don't talk like that around Rochard.
Somebody's played Hugo's House of Horrors.
It's a disabled service person.
Hugo's House of Horrors.
That's a terrible game in retrospect.
Oh
Is it
man.
anything like Doomhouse?
Doomhouse.
I'm gonna say sure.
Hey, flashlight.
It's exactly
I knew I'd
like
use
Doom.
you again. For a moment. Oh, I see what's going on here.
Arrgh.
Er,
That was the worst burp I've heard all day.
That was not a burp.
That was a terrible burp, I agree.
It was not a burp.
It wasn't even a burp, it was so bad.
I am classier than that on my stream, sir.
Classy.
I'm not.
I'm glad
If you were a
somebody
little,
is.
if we were a little classier, you'd probably do a better burp.
I wasn't trying to do anything. I just went. "Urgh."
It sounded like you weren't trying to do.
I was
it.
putting. I was living the athletic endeavor through Rochard, given how massively out of shape he is. It was a hard thing. It was a hard-fought battle.
It's just a hump of like adrenaline or something.
It's a fatty grunt. There we go. Oh, Rochard.
It sounds so much like a cheese. Like Rochard.
It sounds like a cheese that wants to be upscale but isn't.
Yeah, it does.
That's
It's like
the
you
kind
find
of
it
cheese.
on the bottom middle shelf.
Yeah, that's the kind of
Rochard.
cheese that you get at the good Walmart, not the small one that's local when you go to the super center.
Uptown cheese. He's been living in a something.
Kind of lost the train of thought there.
It's the song. I'm blanking on the lyrics for some weird reason. Supposed to be like Uptown Girl. Uptown Girl. Rochard's got his going to town shoes on. Quit hitting yourself. Now you see, this is why government shouldn't take guns away from Rochard. Rochard's got to defend himself from
He's gonna
corporations.
bury his guns.
He's
he's
got
gonna
to
bury his guns in
defend
the
himself
backyard,
against
buy a-
corporations
Gonna buy up a bunch of AR-15 ammo.
and beans. Lots and lots of beans.
That's really funny, kind of, right after the big shooting news that led to a run on a lot of AR-15 and ammo because of all the gun control talks, my dad decided that was a great time to, go shooting at a shooting range. And apparently, the entire, metropolitan area had run out of AR-15 ammo, and they
Yeah.
were selling it at a 300% markup because they couldn't keep it on the shelves.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if anything, the gun suppliers and such, they probably like having Obama in office because you have all the crazy people making runs, buying all the guns and all the ammo they can. I mean, they just can't keep it on
Yeah.
shelves.
Well,
So
this,
I have a
It's
couple.
kind of like,
I have
okay.
a couple of friends.
yeah, politics stream, boy.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who are much more into guns than I am.
Well, I'm into guns. Just sort of like that's really the thing. They're making a lot of money off this.
We have a small, actual, honest-to-God general store in the town I live in, and ever since Obama's been president, it's been carrying ammo, but it's like not ammo like in a section of the store. It's right next to the candy, right by the checkout. So it's
What
like
is it, like 22?
I don't know much about guns. It's just little bits of ammo. Just like, if you don't want to make if you don't want change back, I guess you just pick up a couple of rounds and
Take a penny, leave a round.
something like that.
Okay, but hey, we're in the next room, so I think we'll stop here. This was certainly quite a thing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and I'll probably just run this through FFmpeg, chop it up, and have it up on YouTube within a couple hours.
And
Quick and
scrub
dirty.
out all of my dialogue.
Yep, it's just gonna be entirely mute whenever you try speaking. Alrighty, but thanks for watching, folks. I shall navigate through here, and no, Rochard, don't. I'm trying to move the mouse. Don't. I have joystick. Don't. Oh, he's not taking this well. You have so much to live for.
Rochard, no. I'm gonna
Bye,
roll.
Rochard.
I'm gonna roll
Not
up
taking my guns.
I'm rolling up the newspaper. No.
Oh. Well, that's actually better with the mouse. Oh well. Thank you, Internet.